gorilla's had enough of these humans. For years, they've come to his home in the jungle, taunting him and his family, throwing rocks and even spears at them. But the time has come for the great ape to stand up for himself and his loved ones. So this gorilla will now face off against 100 men. How will this go down? Will the gorilla be able to take on all 100 men, or will he fall short? Let's find out. Our story begins with a silverback gorilla beating his chest and letting out a loud roar that can be heard for miles. This is the alpha male of his group. He's massive, strong, and brave, but he's about to face his greatest challenge yet. The men have come back again, and this time, there are even more of them than last time. They're armed with spears, bows, and arrows, and they're all shouting and screaming, trying to get the gorilla to come out of his hiding spot so they can attack him. The gorilla knows that he can't hide forever, so he takes a deep breath and charges out of the bushes. The men are taken aback by the gorilla's ferocity, but they quickly recover and start throwing spears at him. The gorilla is able to dodge most of them, but one of them catches him in the shoulder. The wound isn't deep, but it's enough to make the gorilla angry. He lets out a roar that shakes the ground and charges at the men. He knocks several of them down with his massive fists. There are just too many of them. They grab onto his legs and pull him down. The gorilla is now in a bad spot. He's outnumbered and his shoulder is still hurting. The men are starting to get the upper hand. One of the men steps forward and taunts the gorilla, telling him that he's going to kill him. The gorilla looks at the man and then at his spear. An idea starts to form in his mind. He waits for the right moment and then lunges at the spear. He grabs it with his teeth and pulls it away from the man. The gorilla then throws the spear back at the man, hits him right in the chest, and knocks him to the ground. The other men are stunned. They didn't think that the gorilla was smart enough to do something like that. But the gorilla isn't done yet. Picks up another spear, and this time he uses it to block an arrow that's fired at him. The arrow hits the spear and bounces off harmlessly. The men are starting to get scared now. They've never seen a gorilla use a spear before. And the way that he's using it is impressive. One of the men tries to fire another arrow, but the gorilla is too quick for him. He swats the arrow away with his massive hand and charges at the man. The man drops his bow and runs away. The gorilla gives chase, but he doesn't want to kill the man. He just wants to scare him off. As the battle continues, more and more men drop their weapons and run away. They've never seen a gorilla fight like this before. He's strong, smart, and mean. The men are getting desperate. They start to throw rocks at the gorilla, but he's able to dodge them all. He's too quick and agile for these guys. Finally, the last of the men drops to his knees and surrenders. The gorilla looks at him and then at the rest of the men who've dropped their weapons and are slowly backing away. He lets out a final roar, and the men run away as fast as they can. The gorilla's won a hard-fought victory, but he's not without his scars. He's bleeding and bruised, but he's alive. The men will think twice before they come back to his home and try to bother him and his family again. And that's all thanks to the power of using your brain and not just your brawn. Like the gorilla, sometimes the smartest thing you can do is use your head, not your fists. But if that doesn't work, well, you gotta do what you gotta do. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more content. We'll see you next time.